But I'll be 42, right? Yeah, 2 next couple weeks. But what I'm thinking is, we say when we're longing for home, we're longing for something. And a lot of times if we get so content here on this earth, this world's not my home. And I mean, you may say, well, I'm not ready to die, but you know what? I know where I'm going. And if God would call me today, I know where I'm going. And so, I would feel bad for those that are left. But you know what? That's what we're called to. This world's just your temporary home. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in this world that we forget where we're going next time.
Right.
And so you can decide today if you're going to heaven, if you're going to hell. That's up to you. Right. Over the cross. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross. In the boats of wind and stream, and a loaded cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners must stand. So much cherish the old rugged cross, till my trophies at last are laid down. What a way to the old rugged and its chains someday sorry smiles by the world as a wondrous attraction for me. For the dear Lamb of God and His glory above took everything dark Calvary. So I cherish the old rugged till my trophies at last are laid down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Old rugged cross, made with blood so divine, a wondrous tragedy I've seen. Which was on that old cross, Jesus suffered and died to pardon and sanctify me. So I cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last are laid down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. The old rugged cross I will bear. People are trying to take the cross, and we forget about the cross. We always look at the resurrection, but something happened on that cross that we need to not forget. And you know, when Christ was on the cross that day, it says he looked ahead in time. He had every one of us on our mind. And you may think, how did he have you on his mind? But you know what? He did have you. Because God wants everybody to come to him. But you know, and today, and it kept coming to me, today is a determination day. You're going to decide if you want to or not. And this is something that we all have got to come to the realization of. Christ is who we make him. And we went and watched that movie yesterday, and if I had to ask you who you are you? Could you say you're a child of God? Could you say you're redeemed? Or are you going to define what's in this world? And so we need to make a determination who we are today in Christ. For he knew me, but yet he loved me. He whose glory makes the heavens shine was so unworthy of such mercy.
Glory, glory.
He knew me. Yeah, he loved me. His glory makes the heavens shine. So unworthy of such mercy. Yet when he was on the cross, I was on his mind.
Oh, glory. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
The look of love was on his face. The thorns were upon his head. The blood was on that scarlet robe. It stained a crimson red. And all his eyes were on the crowd. He looked ahead in time, for when he was on the cross, I was on his mind.
Oh, yes.
For he knew me, yet he loved me. He whose glory makes the heavens shine was so unworthy of such mercy. Yet when he was on the cross, I was on his mind. But when he was on the cross, you were on his mind.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Glory, 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 glory.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was chains are gone. I've been set free. My God, my Savior Lord has promised good to me. His word, my hope secures. He will my strength and portion. As my chains are gone, I've been set free. I got my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, His grace. My chains are gone. I've been set free. I got my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace. My chains are gone. I've been set free. I got my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace. The earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbid to shine, but God will hold
My children, if you are troubled by the cares of this world, bring them to the cross. Lay them at the feet of Jesus. For I care about you, and I will give you rest. Nothing you have handled is too big for me to handle for you. Reach out to me and trust me, for I love you unconditionally. Praise the Lord.
Thank you.
Holy Ghost, sinner, come home. Softly, tenderly, Jesus is calling. Holy Ghost, sinner, come home. You are weary, come home. Jesus is calling. Holy Ghost, sinner, come home. Come home. Ye who are weary, come home. Tenderly, Jesus is calling. Holy Ghost, sinner, come home. I think it was on Wednesday night's Bible study, we had talked about the altars. And we'd said something about, like, people are scared to come to the altar anymore because we're worried about such and such beside us, what they're going to think. But it's time for us to quit caring what others think. Because you know what, if you want to look deeper into your own soul, you've got problems in yourself, so it's not time to judge others. So it's time for people to start coming out and telling who they are. Because time's wrapping up so short.
That's right, man.
And the signs of the time are everywhere. But it's time for actually the church to say who we are. And I've been reading this book this week at work, and there's downtime. And in the quote it says either we believe it or we don't. We say we believe that God can heal, but we have doubts. So you're saying God can't do it. And you may say that God may tell you, He gives you a number to put in the offering plate, and you're saying, God, I don't have that. But you know what? God can turn around a situation. And it's time for us to say, if we are Christians, if we do believe it, it's time for us to start saying what we believe. And so we're going to sing that one more time. And if you feel like you need to pray, don't care what others are thinking about right now. And I haven't sung that song forever, so Terry's feeding me the words behind. But you know what? That's where God is calling us to step out of our comfort zone. And too many times we get in our we call it a box. God, you can only go this far. I have built my walls. I have done this. I have done that. You can't come. But once you start letting God chip away a little bit by little, He's going to do the miraculous in your life. And you're going to sit back and say, God, how did you do that? And it's time for us to start stepping out on what God's telling us to do. Because, there's been so much in the last few years, I'm like, God, I didn't want to do that. But you're calling me to do it. And, if I would sit on God, I'm going to miss out on my blessing. And it's time for us, and I sit back and I look at him like, God, you know what? You know what you're doing. He knows. We don't see it. And there's a song that says He sees the forest and we see the trees. He sees the whole big picture, but we only see the little part in what God's doing. So we're going to sing that one more time. And if you feel that God is compressing you to come to the altar, to come. Because you know what? And right now we cast out all hindrances that would cause anybody to want to not come. God, we ask you to touch each life. And God, we ask you to have people come. Because God, it's about you. It's not about us. And it's all about you. Jesus. Softly, tenderly, Jesus is calling. Calling, oh sinner, come home. Come home. Come home. We who are Only you are weary, come home. You know that verse right there, we think, and it says, oh sinner, come home. And that's why we think, we're scared of the altar because we think people's going to think that we're a sinner. But it says, come you who are weary and heavy laden and are ready to come. And it's not just for the sinner. The altars are for all who want to be called. And Jesus, help everyone. Jesus. You are weary, come home. Jesus is calling. Only no sinner come home.
Thank you, Jesus.
Jesus, there's just something about that name. Master, Savior, Jesus, I'm a fragrance after the rain. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Kings and kingdoms will all pass away, but there's something about that Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. There's something Master, Savior, Jesus, like a fragrance after the rain. Jesus, 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 let all kings and kingdoms will all pass away, but there's something His name is wonderful. His name is wonderful. His name is wonderful. Jesus, my Lord. He is the mighty King, Master of everything. His name is wonderful. Jesus, my Lord. He's the great shepherd, the rock of ages, Almighty God is He. Bow down before Him, bow and adore Him. His name is wonderful. Jesus, my Lord.
Oh, yeah.
He is the shepherd, the rock of all ages, Almighty God is He. Bow down before Him, love and adore Him. His name is wonderful. Jesus, my Lord. Hallelujah. How do you know He's wonderful this morning? Yes, you are wonderful. You are wonderful, Lord.
Glory, glory, glory. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Praise the name of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. Glory, glory, glory. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
He's passing by this road.
Yes, He is.
Who hears you sing.
Thank you, Lord.
Reach out and touch the Lord as He goes by. Reach out and touch the Lord as He goes by. You'll find He's not too busy. Hear your heart's cry. He's passing by this moment. Your needs to supply. Reach out and touch the Lord as He goes by. Reach out and touch the Lord as He goes by. You will find He's not too busy. Hear your heart's cry. He's back. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can feel the pressure angels wings I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel His mighty power and His grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Oh, how I love you. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Hallelujah, hallelujah. How I love you, Jesus. Oh, how I love you. Oh, how we love you, Jesus. Oh, how I love you, Jesus. Because He first loved me. He is so wonderful to me. He is so wonderful, hallelujah, to me, hallelujah. How many is He wonderful to you this morning? Wonderful. Come on. How many just worship me? To know He loved me. Oh, let Him hear you sing it, let Him hear you sing it, let Him hear you sing it. Let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. Let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Oh, I love Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise Him, praise Him. Hallelujah. Let's praise Him this morning. Amen. Praise the Lord. Let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. If these rocks will cry out if you don't praise Him, the rocks will cry out if you don't praise Him. The rocks will cry out if you don't praise Him. I remember when I was a young child. I'm not going to preach today, and that's probably the best words you've heard all day. But I remember as a child, Sister Jean, at my grandmother's. My grandmother just passed away this year. She was 94 years old. I remember going to her house, and I'd lay out. They had a farm. My grandpa and grandma had a farm. And I would lay out there on the hill. We had a big hill, Brother Larry, a big hill. I lay out there on the hill, and I would sing that song. Nobody but me and God. I look up at heaven, Brother Robert, and I look at the clouds. And I look up there, Brother Robert, and I just stare, and I said, wow, what a great God you are. I was probably 8, 9 years old. Not very old. But I didn't even know it back then. God was preparing me for what He had for me later in life. A lot happened since those days. But I will never forget laying there, Angela, and just singing, oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Because He first loved me. Then I'd sing this. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got you and me, brother, in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. He's got me and you, sister, in His hands. He's got me and you, sister, in His hands. He's got me and you, sister, in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. Why did I do that? Because the Holy Spirit told me to sing that. Because some right now don't realize He's got the whole world in His hands. You hear a lot of noise going on in the world today. In Florida right now, they're preparing for a Category 5 hurricane. They said that it could be the worst hurricane that ever hit the United States if it keeps building. It keeps building in intensity. They thought it was only going to be a 2 or a 3. Now it's a 5. There's a lot going on between the United States and China right now. There's a lot going on with Russia right now. There's a lot going on with Iran right now. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world today. There's a lot of political turmoil in the United States of America today. There's a lot of hatred in the United States of America today. There's a lot of rage. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of false outrage in the United States of America today. But sometimes we just got to stop and realize He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole wide world in His hands. He's got me and you. Just listen to that. Sing that. Mean that in your soul. He's got me and you, brother, in His hands. He's got me and you, brother, in His hands. He's got the whole world in His hands. Father, right now, You were on a ship in the middle of a boat, Jesus. And there was a storm that was brewing. And your disciples were seasoned fishermen, seasoned sailors. And Lord, they were drowning. They couldn't keep the water out of the boat. The winds and the waves and everything was pounding in them. They felt like they were going to drown. And Lord, they felt like the whole world was upon them and no one was there. And in the middle of it all, God, something sparked made them remember, Lord, that you were in the middle of the ship. Yes, Father, I'm listening. You're here today, and you put on the smiling face. You put on your religious attitude. But you're in that boat that's being land blasted every day with waves and winds. And it feels like you're going down, but yet you keep putting on the brave face. I'm going to make it if I just keep pushing. I'm going to make it. I'm going to keep pushing. But Jesus says you need to remember who's in the middle of the ship. It's time you wake me up in your life. It's time to quit looking to the helm. It's time to quit looking to everything else to fix the situation. It's time you go into your deepest heart, into your deepest soul, and wake me up in your life that I can be manifested in you, and that I can say, peace, be still. You got many questions. That's okay. But remember who's in the middle of the ship. Seems like one thing hits you and another comes on the other side, hits you the other way. And if you don't watch it, you're going to lose your balance. You got sea legs. Bill, you ever got sea legs? What happens when you've been on the sea or in a boat for very long? You feel like you're about to fall. Jesus says you need to remember who I am. Remember who I am. Remember that old-fashioned altar that you knelt at years ago and said, Lord, if you will, I would have you save me. In this song, I know I'm not preaching, but God just feels like I've got to do what God told me to do. Next week we'll do this other message I have. But there's a song that goes like this simply. I surrender all. I surrender all. All to thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all. If you mean that, just raise your hand. I surrender all. Don't sing the words. I want to do this. I want to do this again. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to just lift your hand, close your eyes. Don't think about it. I'm not preaching today. We got food ready. I know we're going to go eat for long. Everybody's got to go eat. God's doing something here really quickly before we leave today. We don't have church tonight. He's doing something right now in your life that you don't want to miss. You don't want to get up and run out the door before God can do what He wants to do in you and through you if you'll just open up your heart and let Him do it. Raise your hands and sing it just like a child. Remember, you must come as a child to receive from God. You can't come as all grown up and say, you know what, I don't need anything. Come as a child. Remember when you was a child, when you asked your dad for something, your mom. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to mean what you're singing. I don't want you to just sing the words because you know them. I want you to sing it to Jesus. I found out, Brother Larry, when I get in my praise with Jesus, see, I don't sing to sing. I'm not a singer. I'm a preacher. But every once in a while, God, in my prayer time, in my worship time, I like to sing little songs like this. They don't have any music, just me and Him singing. I sing to Him. So I know He don't care how I sound. But you know what? Today, I don't know why God's put a song in me for some reason to sing. But you need to hear this. You need to sing it. I surrender all. I surrender all. Shut out the world. Come on, just you and Jesus. All to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all. Oh God. All to Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender. And we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to close. That's all I'm going to do, one more time. But I want you to think of what you're holding on to right now. You want to have the rest of this Labor Day weekend to be joyful? Whatever you're holding on that's pulling you down, everything that's, you know what it is, God knows, because He wouldn't be telling me to tell you this. It's your health, if it's your family, if it's your finances, if it's your job, I don't care what it is. God says, I want you to surrender it to me today so you can have liberty, so you can have a life, that you can have joy, and you can feel my presence once again, that you can lift up your voice and worship me without doubt and reservation, because I inhabit your praise, says the Lord. So I want you to sing it one more time, and you know what is pulling on you. You know what's got your attention. You know what's causing your stress. It's hindering your praise. We're going to sing it one more time, and I want you to give that thing to Him. Surrender it. So you can go home and enjoy your wife. That you can go home and enjoy your family. That you can go home this week and just enjoy your everything and just being able to breathe. I surrender. Lay it up there. Give it to Him. Come on, give it to Him. I surrender. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, be my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I surrender. Come on, give it to Him. And maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. All to Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. I say to you, Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone would open up the door, I will come in and I will sup with you and you with me. Listen to my knock. Surrender. Only you can open the door. Only you can open up the door. Only you can let me have that thing that's burning you. Lord, right now I pray for that person. I don't know who it is, God. You keep telling me they need to surrender. They need to surrender. They need to quit holding on to it. They need to quit fighting. If it's their past, God, take it from them. God, I don't know what it is. It's whatever it is. It's this sickness, this thing that's tormenting their mind. I don't know, God. You're just telling me somebody right now, God, needs to let it go. They need to let it go so they can have their life back. Maybe it's unforgiveness. I don't know, God. Whatever it is, take that from them right now. Help them to open the door and let you have it, God. Before it destroys their marriage, God. Before it destroys their health, God, because they're so enveloped and angry about this, God. It consumes them. Open the door. I'm closing, but you better open the door. If there's anybody that wants to come, open the door. I am the door. I am the door. You have to come through me. Open the door and let me heal you. Let me heal you. Let me restore you. Let me love you. Let me bind your wounds. Oh God. Let me bind your wounds. Let me anoint you with salve. Let me anoint you with my love, says the Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Open the door. Let me in. Lay it at my feet. Lay it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.